Hey everyone, we're here at the Keller Williams Manila Bay office in the Philippines. They've been nice to allow us to come visit and meet everybody. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and your role at the office here?
Hello, hi, good morning. I'm Andy Manyalak, Alejandro Manyalak. I'm the operating principal of Keller Williams Manila Bay.
Hi, I'm Jonathan. I'm actually, I have dual role. I'm a growth consultant for Keller Williams Worldwide, and I'm also the executive director for Keller Williams Manila Bay expansion team.
Hi, I'm Steve Chen. I am controlling principal of the Keller Williams Manila Bay.
Great. So why don't I kind of start with you, Steve? I know that the office has been here for about 6 years, and you're going through another growth phase right now in Manila and also the Philippines. What does 2025 look like for the Manila Bay office, but also for your real estate outlook for this year?
Well, Keller Williams has been here for 6 years. I think we were very exciting to have this franchise in the Philippines. I think this is a game changer for the Philippines because there's no commands, no system in the Philippines. So we really love to expand the team in the Philippines. So with the help of Jonathan, 2025 will definitely be different. That's why this year we are creating a team called Expansion Team. We are growing in Manila. From current, we probably, in our Manila Bay, we have about 100 agents. We are target to grow to about 500 agents in the next 1 year. Probably will be 2/3 will come from our own agent, market center agent. Another will grow our expansion team, the mega agent office outside of Manila Bay.
And then my next question on that too, also for Jonathan, talking about getting more of the Keller Williams models and systems here in the Philippines. My team uses Command. Our office relies heavily on the Millionaire Real Estate Agent and Shift. It sounds like your role a little bit is implementing some of the Keller Williams systems to really help that growth here in the Philippines. Can you talk a little bit more about how you'll use the Keller Williams models and systems to help with the growth?
Yeah, I think we talk about in the Keller Williams, we talk about moving from E to P, and I think a lot of entrepreneurial way of doing things, it's there in the market. It's a highly unorganized market that needs a lot of organization. And I think having agents to be more strategic and looking at things in the bigger picture with a model would help agents. Right now, there are a lot of agents that do not think about models and systems, and I think that's our opportunity, right? And one of the most important advantage that we have in Philippines is everyone is English speaking. So the communication and the conversations are a lot easier, and a lot of the American influence culturally has been incepted into the Filipino population for the longest time. So I think it's a very, very good opportunity for you to expand on it. I think the goal is how can we move agents into that MREA model thinking, and how can we power them with the technology that we already have. And right now, Command, it's equal, globally, right? It's available globally for all agents, and all functionalities and all systems are a good go for any agents around the world. So I think that's the best exciting opportunity that we have here right now.
Well, I found your office on the referral network on Command, and that's how I knew you had the most agents also.
Yeah.
I guess for the next question, talking about expanding, in addition to recruiting, but also working with new agents and experienced agents for more prospecting, what are some of the things that you're teaching agents for prospecting new business and growing their individual businesses?
First is in recruiting, it's not just convincing them to be here, but also, of course, showing your conviction. But the way you'll be able to encourage agents to join you would be showing them the value that you're offering them. And it's not, for the past 6 months, with the help of Jonathan, we have been doing the Power Mondays. Power Mondays wherein he has been sharing his expertise in the MREA and the Shift. So this has been given free to everyone who wants to listen. With that, we were able to share the value, some of the values and benefits that the agents can share or can get from Keller Williams. And just with those, we have had a lot of inquiries on how can we join Keller Williams? How can we benefit from it? How can we learn more? So these are the things that helped us with the recruitment. Then you don't even have to invite them. Then you don't even have to convince them. because they see, oh, we don't have that here. Oh, there's something that we can learn more and on how to expand their business. So this is the way that we're approaching things now with the expansion that we're doing in the Philippines.
Yeah, I think I'm on the ALC in the growth chair for my office, and we reviewed a lot of these items for 2025. And for my focus for growth and recruitment, I'm basically telling the agents in our office we're really using culture to recruit because people are attracted to that. They want that after COVID. Their offices and their brokerages don't have that. And then once we have the recruitment, then it's really the systems and models and the history that is providing that retention. We offer so much. We have the office camaraderie, like you're saying, the Monday meetings, the book clubs, the classes. A lot of agents come to us and never even knew that brokerages offer these things. So then they start to feel at home. So what are some other things that you could tell us about with other goals for this office, the expansion team, and maybe some things that are unique about real estate here in the Philippines compared to some of the other countries?
Well, I think the most important is, like you say, when people come here, they can feel it. And actually, I would say that it's the same as a culture. Definitely, Philippine real estate is the same everywhere in all the world. Everywhere is similar. However, in the Philippines, probably less competitive, like what you see in the U.S. I'm sure the agent in the U.S. are super agent because they know how to do the leads generation, how they're going to go. They have a powerful system. They even do YouTube or even do this video. But in the Philippines, it's not that fast, that's a great opportunity for everybody because we are not that competitive for the last 20 years. The GDP per capita in the Philippines is $4,000 per person. So if you look at even in Asia, 4,000 compared to Japan, that's probably about 30 years ago. For Taiwan, probably 20 years ago. So you can see that definitely Philippines will reach one day for $20,000 per capita. And that time the market is totally different. But we like about Keller Williams because Keller Williams can anticipate the change of the market. That's why we call it the shift. In there, that's what we learn, and we are also passing on this knowledge, information to all the agents that, hey, keep the momentum with us, learning every day, see something new, and how you got to adopt a new environment, a new transaction in the Philippines. So which is, we feel, why people listen to the Power Hour. Of course, Andy is always a major issue. But they want to hear something from Jonathan from Malaysia. And we are also sharing the story, what happened in the US. We can learn from agent, but if you're learning only in the Manila, how about what happened in Taiwan? What happened in the US? What happened in Malaysia? I guess more agents, they want to learn something outside of the box. And there can be a niche in the Philippines. So that's what the value we provide to the people in here.
Yeah, that was my next question for Jonathan. Obviously, taking some influence and finding out what's worked for other expansion markets and what's not worked. Sometimes those things are tried and true, and we know they've worked throughout the decades. Then obviously things change with the economies of different countries, developments, and consumer tastes and things. What are some things you've seen work in other countries, expansion markets, that you're trying to focus on bringing here to the Philippines you think will be strong for the next year, but also maybe the next decade?
A great question. Someone asked me this question yesterday, an MAO candidate asked me this question. What's that one thing that kept you in this company for so many years? And I told him this thing. This one thing that is so critical and is universal in all countries is leadership. I think this is one of the few companies in the world, in our industry, that has clear, strong leadership. When I mean that is they are clear with their models, they're clear with the systems, they're clear with the implementation, they're clear with the philosophy behind it. And that's powerful. And I think that has worked in all markets. We see that in a Keller Williams region, when it's successful, it's because of the leadership. So I think leadership, it's an important critical component to help grow that market in that Keller Williams world, in that country. And also the leadership that will help us to grow outside of US. And I think the leadership from the level of Gary and all the way down, it's very clear. They are very good role models. And I think those expansion markets that work well is when the leadership rise up to the occasion and become that clear model, and they became that Gary Keller of the country. We see that country thrive. And I think that's the crisis we have in the industry globally, where we are lack of leadership in this industry. Everybody is trying to organize themselves well, but they don't have clarity in what they want to do. And Gary is just super clear about it. And that leadership transcends down, all the way down, trickles down all the way. And I think that if you catch that, you are successful.
Yeah, and I think every year we go to family reunion, it's it's funny because Gary pretty much says the same thing every year. You just go and make your phone calls, do the activities, and do that, and then some of us do and some of us don't. Yeah. So kind of coming to my last question here on the same thing. So if a new agent joins the Manila Bay office or even an experienced agent, we talked a little bit about some of the leadership and also some of the classes. What can an agent expect for their first year of joining your office in terms of the training as also some of the leadership and mentorship roles?
Okay. So first is, just like what Gary's always saying, follow the model. Right? So that's what we show them. Follow the model and let them also enjoy the culture. But for KW Manila Bay, or for our market center, what they can also get are different perspectives from different experts. One thing that makes us different is that they will learn. Remember, Southeast Asia is now, the world is looking at Southeast Asia as the fastest growth region. And if you understand this market, then that shows a lot of opportunity. With us, they can see perspectives from Taiwan, from Malaysia, and from the Philippines. And from us, we're also getting all this information from our international partners. So this is what we provide to them, because you can be a local expert, but you have to be globally connected. And knowing what's happening, knowing what are the best practices in the world now, and using it to your advantage, keep giving you the edge before the trend happens here. You have to be at the beginning of that trend. So giving them the opportunity to capture these coming trends, these coming opportunities, these best practices that will help them build their business are the key benefits that we offer to our agents.
Yeah, and I would agree. I think that in terms of being a growth market, an investment market, I think that educating the agents about that opportunity, and that's why when we work with new agents too, we're working on the 411. So we have the 1 month plan, the 1 year plan, the 5 year plan. If your 5 year business plan for Keller Williams is going to include international investment and development, then that's something that you need to account for and make those connections. So that being said, for everyone watching, if you have referrals to send to the Keller Williams Manila Bay office and any referrals for the Philippines in general, we'll all be hanging out this year at 2025 Family Reunion in Las Vegas, and we appreciate everyone's time. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm 𝗪𝗲𝗹𝗶 from Keller Williams Manila Bay, Philippines. So I've been here for almost a year ago, and focusing more on the luxury properties and more on the commercial and offices.
And what areas do you work in, and what type of properties do you usually focus on?
Usually I'm focusing more on the central business district and Makati and Bonifacio Global City, specifically more on the offices, floor offices, and in terms of suburban area, I'm focusing more on the commercial lots, roughly around 100 or a billion pesos worth of properties. So yeah, that's my niche, and that's what I really love to focus more.
So mostly focused on commercial property and also on leasing, or just purchases?
More on purchases, actually. Although there are times that clients are looking for something that they want to rent, so I can assist them as well, which is also part of our services. But 80 to 90% of my transaction is more on the selling.
Got it. Great. Well, thanks for sharing that. I think one of the other questions I wanted to ask too, even in the commercial space, I'm kind of curious how you identify clients, how you prospect for clients. Mm-hmm. Is it usually referral based, or do you have relationships with the office buildings and the other commercial businesses, or what are some of the ways that you prospect for new business for commercial?
Commercial and offices is actually a different kind of animal in terms of real estate. So you need to have a lot of experience and network in selling or in offering these kinds of properties. I've been in a real estate for almost 17 to 18 years. So I've been in Ayala Land, which is the top developer here in the Philippines. So in terms of training, in terms of network, I built a lot of them. And it took me 11 to 10 years to build this kind of prospects and networks. If you're selling big tickets properties, most likely cannot find them through as easy as through social media, because this type of persons or people are not the type of person who will chat you or text you, I'm really instant. You will be the one to look after them. So I go for more on referrals, and then I also go for some of the big businesses here in the Philippines. I go for the stock exchange. I go to a yacht club, to a luxury, even in a golf tournament, just to know all of them. But again, it will take weeks or days for them to communicate with you. But it's a power of consistency. So I build my network through referrals and through also with collaborations with other brokers as well.
I also work a lot of luxury where I live on the residential side, and it is being in those spaces. A lot of business networking events.
Yeah.
I'm with the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't do the golf tournaments and yacht club yet, but I'll probably start doing that soon. But that makes sense. So is it a lot of individuals that are investing, or is it usually companies? You've been working for 10 or 11 years with some of these same clients probably.
Yeah.
So maybe you help them buy a property 5 or 6 years ago, and then when their business expands, then you help them expand their real estate holdings?
Most of my clients right now are repeat buyers. So as long as you got at least one, let's say for example, an executive and an owner of a big company, you have to nurture that client for the rest of your life, actually. Build a relationship with these kind of clients. And these clients also refer to me their friends, their colleagues. They're more on investing side. There are some properties that they want to buy, to purchase on their own. They call it their trophy properties. But at least half of their investments are more on capital appreciations.
Okay.
Capital appreciation. They really love capital appreciations. That's why in terms of offering big properties, big ticket, I also consider who is a developer of the properties, where the property is located, what are the capital appreciations of this property. So they make it sure that every property that I'm going to show them, they're going to like it, or they're going to consider it, or they're going to refer it. I just want to make it sure that every time that I'm going to face with my client, the back of my mind, you're going to buy already, because what I'm going to show you is definitely your niche. So either you buy it from me, or your friend will buy this property.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely. And you think a lot of the investors and companies that are buying commercial real estate here, like you said, they're looking for long-term capital appreciation. In the Philippines in general, is real estate considered just a very conservative and solid investment to own property instead of other investment opportunities?
Okay. Right now, there's something news about too much condo development in the property. That there's a little challenge about that. But in terms of luxury investment, since pandemic, actually, that's really the niche right now of the AAA clients. When actually the pandemic, they maximize it, because a lot of developers gave a discount and a promos, even though the property is almost $500 million price. But because pandemic, the luxury clients usually want to grab that opportunity. So yes, most of them, they want to keep it on themselves or under their company. But the way I see it, their transaction took them 3 to 5 years, some are 10 years before they're going to sell it.
Sure.
Or although some of my clients also, they bought a property and they just lease it out to another property. Another client, which is a friend of mine, which is also a client of mine. Although when I ask them, do you know Pedro, do you know Peter? They know each other, even though they have in different city. But because of the luxury segment, because of their niche, they already know each other.
So you can sell a commercial building and already have a tenant ready to rent the building.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Again.
That makes sense. And then I guess with commercial, but also residential, how does the commission structure work with an agent? You're mostly representing buyers, it sounds like. How does the commission structure work for an agent selling a property and an agent buying a property? Is it negotiable, or is it usually a pretty much the same rate?
Okay. Actually, pretty much the same rate, but here in the Philippines, there's what you call a secondary market, which based on the US and the Australia, which is more the secondary. But we also have what you call here the pre-selling. We're going to buy the property even though the property is not yet built. Okay, so in terms of commission rate, yeah, there are certain developer who give big rates of commission, like 3 to 5%, but there are some certain properties that can only give 1%. So it depends on what type of property. If the property goes to $500 million to $1 billion, developer usually give 1 to 1.5%. But if the property goes from 500 million, $500 million down, at least they're willing to give 3 to 4%. There are some properties, developer here in the Manila Bay, they also give 4% and 5%. Depends also on the competition that they see, but most likely, even on the secondary, a little bit, there's a negotiation space around 5 to 6%. You can negotiate with the seller or the owner, as long as you prove to them, to the owner, that you're really capable to sell or lease his or her property. That we can negotiate at least 5 to 6%. Okay, so it's roughly around from 3 to 5% on an average in terms of commission rate.
Great. We definitely appreciate your time, JR. Is there a way that people can get a hold of you or contact you, or do you have a social media we can include?
Yeah, sure. You can follow me at 𝗪𝗶𝗹𝗶𝗺, which is my Facebook page. Also, you can follow my LinkedIn, which is the same as 𝗪𝗶𝗹𝗹𝗶, and Instagram as JRP. Also, you can look for Keller Williams Manila Bay or 𝗪𝗶𝗹𝗹𝗶 at Keller Williams Manila Bay, Philippines. So that's it. And then we can communicate, and then we can collaborate with other properties that you need.
All right, so any commercial referrals you have, or any other investors and developers that need more information for commercial properties here in the greater Manila, Philippines area, make sure to contact JR.
See you. Thank you.